The Collins Cup. You've probably heard of it by now, and if you haven't, welcome back to the world of triathlon. You've missed a bit while you were away. It's coming up soon, and we thought we'd explain to you what it is, because even if you have heard of it, it's a new and unique concept that's never been done before in triathlon.
Yeah, so today we're going to plan to answer all your questions, starting with, what is it? Well, firstly, it's a triathlon. It's a pro-only event, it's a middle distance, and it's non-drafting. But in terms of the format, well, it's a little unusual.
If you're a golf fan, think the Ryder Cup, USA versus Europe. Unlike the Ryder Cup, there's a third region too, that's internationals. That's athletes from South Africa, Australia, Canada, pretty much anywhere that isn't Europe or USA.
Yeah, and athletes will represent their region for the 2-kilometer swim, 80k bike, and 18-kilometer run in this middle distance-ish distance triathlon. But unlike most triathlons that we're used to seeing where it's winner takes all, there will only be 3 athletes racing at a time in this head-to-head format, where one athlete from one region will be up against 2 other athletes from the other 2 regions.
In each race match, yes, 3 athletes racing for first, second, and, well, last. But there'll be 6 races for the men and 6 races for the women, each with 3 athletes. And so that's 12 total races, staggered 10 minutes apart. So a total of 18 of the best female athletes and 18 of the best male athletes going head to head to head.
Well, for each of the 12 matches, the winner is awarded 3 points, second place finisher is awarded 2 points, and third place or last place finisher is obviously awarded 1 point. And at the end of it all, the team with the most points wins the Collins Cup.
And you might be forgiven for thinking, well, if there's only 3 people racing, there's not much incentive once you're behind to keep pushing. However, there are also bonus points on the line. So if you finish more than 2 minutes behind, the winner gets an extra half a point. Another 2 minutes, another half a point, up to a maximum of 1.5 points. Why they didn't just double the points and do away with the half points, we don't know. But they can get a maximum of 1.5 points bonus if you finish more than 6 minutes behind the person who beats you. So everything to play for. You can't let your team down and just cruise it in 10 minutes behind the winner. They're competing for the prestigious Collins Cup, an actual trophy, we think. We haven't actually seen the trophy, it's probably an actual trophy. Also, they get the bragging rights as the best triathlon region in the world.
And as if that wasn't enough, there's also money for the athletes. $1.5 million, in fact, but it's not actual prize money. Now, every athlete does get paid, but it's actually based on their world ranking heading into the race rather than their performance. So $90,000 for the top ranked athlete heading into the race, and still definitely a respectable $20,000 for the lowest ranked athlete.
Now, you may well ask, well, why kill yourself on race day if your prize purse at the end of the day doesn't depend on your race performance? Good question. And I think everyone's asking that. The answer, according to the PTO, is that these are professionals and it's very much in their interest to make sure that this is a successful spectacle. And to be honest, we kind of agree. They are professionals, and we don't really know any professionals who would take that money and not give 100% on race day. I'm pretty sure they'll be out there killing themselves to win.
So the top 4 spots for each team, which obviously means we've got 12 men and 12 women in total, is chosen and based upon the PTO World Rankings, and that is all finalised on August the 9th, 2021. However, the PTO World Rankings is live. You can check into that year round and see where the athletes are at and who is vying up for those spots.
The final 2 spots for each team, that's the final 2 men and 2 women for each country region, will be decided by captain's picks in association with the impartial PTO board members. And they can be the next 2 rankings down the list, you know, the next highest ranked athletes, or they could just be any PTO pro who the team captain nominates and believes is going to give it a good go.
Now, the team captains are not participating athletes, but they are all triathlon stars from days gone by. And they're, well, for 2021, some names that you're probably familiar with. For the USA, we've got Mark Allen and Karen Smyers.
For the international team, we've got Lisa Bentley and Simon Whitfield.
And for Europe, we have Norman Stadler and Natasha Batman.
This is where it gets interesting. No one will know who they're racing until just a few days before the event, when they have the live draft. This is where the USA team captain will pick their athlete for the first race match. Then the European captain will choose his athlete to go against that athlete in race match 1. And finally, the internationals captain will pick their athlete to go against those 2 athletes.
And then for the next race, Europe will pick their athlete first, and so on. And actually, I guess it's a bigger advantage to be the last team to pick, because you will know who you're up against, their strengths, their weaknesses, and for instance, you might like to put your weakest athlete up against someone like Daniel Arif and saving your best athlete for another match that they might win. Or perhaps you back your strongest athlete to go up against someone like Daniel Arif and hopefully win.
No. The answer is definitely no. The inaugural Collins Cup will take place on the 28th of August 2021 at the X-Bionic Sphere in Samarin, Slovakia, which you may be familiar with as the host of the championship in the last few years. It's a flat, fast, nothing technical course. You may as well be on Zwift, in fact. It's all going to be about racing each other. You're not going to have to worry about the course at all.
Well, this is what the PTO have really been working on. Live broadcast innovations with a ton of exciting broadcasting firsts for this event. So it will be live, including the draft a few days before the event. But for the race itself, they're going to have a huge broadcasting team to make sure that you don't miss any of the action, no matter where the athletes are on the course.
Add to that Formula One-like two-way radio communication between the athletes and the team captains, which the viewers should be able to eavesdrop on. Let's hope they have their bleep machine at the ready. And live biometrics, power, pace, heart rate from all the athletes all the time, which we've been promised in other races before, but the PTO promises us they're actually going to have it working this time. So it should make for some enthralling viewing.
Yeah, and even if you could bypass COVID travel restrictions, I'll be honest, this one is probably best off just watching on TV with everything that they're bringing to it. Now, Eurosport will be producing and broadcasting this event live and on demand, and you'll be able to catch that one in Europe and Asia Pacific. And then in the USA, you'll be able to catch this one on OutsideTV.com, amongst many other channels in other regions. So do check the PTO website to find out the schedule for your region.
Well, we hope we've answered all your questions on the Collins Cup, and we hope you're as excited about this event as we are. It's certainly not how we've ever watched triathlon before, or even how triathlon's ever been raced before, but we've never been blown away by any live coverage on triathlon. So let's hope that this one is as impressive as the PTO says it's going to be. We think it might be.
I'm personally just super excited to hear Sam Long talking on the radio communication.
During his race, yeah.
Yeah, the things that guy might come out with. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video and found it interesting, insightful, and helped you ahead of the Collins Cup. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Don't forget to give us a follow over on social media and subscribe down below.